Hey everyone, Nick here. Today I'm going to show you how I made this billet of Mokume Gane. Mokume Gane is a pattern metal that's similar to Damascus steel, except it's made of non-ferrous metals. We're going to be making this out of a stack of U.S. quarters, and I'm starting off with 16 quarters that I cleaned just to get any oil or dirt off of them. I'm heating them up until the quarters start to sweat. You can see it as the flickering in the light as I play the flame across. I take it to the anvil and I tack the weld with a few hard whacks of the hammer, just making sure that everything is nice and solid. And here's the stack after the first weld. Now I'm going to heat it again, and you'll see that when I heat it up and bring it to temperature, the entire chunk of metal reacts as if it's one solid piece, which is good. So I bring it back up to the point where it's starting to sweat, and take it back to the anvil and flatten it down to about half its thickness. Once it's cooled, I throw it against the ground a couple of times just to make sure that everything is solid and that it doesn't fall apart. Now that everything looks good, I take it back to the anvil and hammer it out just a little bit more, making sure that everything is nice and flat and the surface is smooth. Next, I take a file and smooth out the edges so that I can start to draw out the billet without creating any cold shuts or folded over edges. I draw out the billet a little at a time, keeping it at a forging temperature. This will help keep everything together while we're working the billet, especially when we're working against the grain and stretching it out. Later on, when it's all finished, most of the work can be done cold, but for now I like to do everything at a forging heat. Once the billet's cool, I sand it down to clean it off, and you can see the pattern is pretty plain at this point. So with a needle file, I'm going to be cutting in some grooves. That'll expose some of the layers of metal, and then we'll be flattening it out to make a more interesting pattern. Once I have some grooves filed into the blank, I heat it back up and then pound it flat. You can see that I'm doing some work while the billet is cold, and that's fine at this point. Once everything's completely flat, you can see the beginning of the pattern. I've gone ahead and sanded the billet, and then with a polished hammer, I'm giving it a nice satin finish. So now the billet's finished and ready to be used in knives or jewelry. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my channel for other videos like this. And I've got some links in the description for some books I've written, including a brand new one on beginning knife making. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.